How's it, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Gonna be going over these past couple dives that I've had in the past 2 weeks or so. Gonna be getting some daytime lobster at the start of season, some uku, some moose, some yellow spot papio. It's gonna be a great vid, so stay tuned. Alright, here we go. First drop of the day, taking a drop in about 50 feet. Getting down here, checking out this little ULUA crack. And I'm pretty used to diving this spot. I've dove here a couple times before, and last time we were here, we had 2 nice omilus come out of this crack. So I was just double checking, make sure there wasn't anything in it, and there wasn't. So I just get into a good hiding spot. There was a moo pile out to my left, and you guys can see I'm looking at that roy. But my main focus is to try and hunt this moo. So me and my friend were just messing around, and we decided to switch guns. So I'm using my friend's gun. This is a 90 centimeter roller, and yeah, I'm just waiting for the moo to come in, hiding my eyes, getting behind cover, just looking around, seeing if there's anything else coming off to my left, but mainly I'm focused on the moo. So yep, as you can see, just hiding here. The moo start to come in. I kind of get my gun into position, and as you can see, there's a pretty good sized pile. These moo are about 3 to 4 pounds, nothing crazy, but they're pretty good eating size. So I'm just getting ready, waiting, and take a lunge right here. And I don't know, I didn't feel too comfortable with the shot. I think if I had my 120, I would have definitely taken the shot, but like I said, 90 centimeters, pretty small gun. So yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable taking the shot. And okay, so after that last drop, we ended up drifting down the coast a little bit more. We stumbled upon this big pocket that was pretty loaded with moo. So I'm making my way down right now, and my main focus for this drop is some moose. But as you can see, there's a lot of other fish around, so I'm keeping my options open just in case something else would swim by. But I try and get in a good hunting position, but where I wanted to land was in that sand patch you guys see in front of me, but I ended up getting a bad landing spot because of the current that was just pulling against me. So I'm landing kind of up high here. I don't have too much cover. You can see the moo are in front of me, and to be honest, they're not really having it. I'm trying to give them a good technique, but I can kind of tell when the moo aren't going to be coming in just from where I land. So I'm just looking at my options, still like thinking maybe the moo will come in, but yeah, nothing's really going on here. You can see there's a lot of life. These big koalas are right in front of me, but you know, it's too deep to shoot any koalas, and also I'm not going to shoot with my gun. But yeah, so I swing my head around and I see another little moo pile coming in, and I think maybe these moo are a lot more gettable. I'm kind of on like a leveled ground with them, so I might be able to get a shot off. So turn around and getting ready to line up on this moo, but then out of the corner of my eye, I see 2 nice kumus coming in, and I thought about it, but I was more focused on the moo than anything. So I line up on that kumu for a sec. I wasn't gonna shoot him though, and then I took my attention back to the moo, and I line up, take a shot, boom. And honestly, just completely missed that shot. I don't really know. I might have to aim a little higher. But this was actually my first real dive with this gun, so I wasn't too dialed in with it, so I had to get used to it a little bit more. Alright, so right here, this is a drop where I end up getting my very first ULUA. So this might be the reason you guys clicked on the video, might not be, but this is going to be a pretty action drop, so just stay tuned. So right now, heading down to the bottom, probably about 60 feet or so, and yeah, just kicking down pretty casually. And my focus on this drop is actually a Joe, but I look off to my right and I see a school of fish, and they're acting kind of strange. So I get a little bit closer, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this really big tail. It's hard to see on camera, but I start creeping up, and look what comes out. Huge ULUA. Boom. Stone shot. Perfect unicorn shot. Not a huge one, but 40 pounds. Still a pretty good fish. Nice eating size ULUA. And man, I can't tell you how stoked I was in this clip. I was just super psyched out of my mind on this nice ULUA. First one, stone shot. I did a textbook. Just exactly what I wanted for my first ULUA. Alright, so after I shot that ULUA on that last dive, we ended up heading in. There wasn't too much action, and also I was carrying out a 40-pound fish, so it was kind of hard to dive. But this is another dive, same spot, just a couple of weeks later. Actually, not the same spot, a little more up the coastline, maybe a couple miles up. But we're going for lobster. This is actually the first day of lobster season, so we get right in the water, swim out to this crack that I knew of, and man, lobsters everywhere. Pull out this big one, female, so I have to let her go, and just keep looking at the cracks. You can see it's just absolutely filled to the brim with lobsters. So I'm just looking for the ones that are easiest to grab. You know, all of these lobsters are grabbable, but I just want the ones that aren't going to be too much of a hassle, because it's not like they're going to go anywhere. They're all packed into the crack, so I can take my time with them and get my hand around this one. I'm pretty sure this was a female too. And yeah, pull it out. Yup, female. But yeah, I was just showing you guys a little clip of me grabbing those first lobsters, and then right here, get down, second drop on this crack. Yeah, just go back in, same stuff, looking for them. Me and my buddy are just diving at the same time. It's really shallow water. We're just grabbing as many bugs as we can. So right here, get my hand around this lobster. I'm pretty sure it's another female, if I'm being honest right here. So, yup, another female. So I let her go, and I swim around to this other side. And I noticed that the majority of the lobsters with the purple on them, as you can see, that one is a purple, are males. Most of the purple lobsters are usually males. But yeah, I didn't get it on footage, but I grabbed this other nice male, and we ended up getting 10 lobsters, 5 each. It was a sick way to start the season, especially in broad daylight. To get all these bugs was pretty sick. Okay, so after we got those bugs, we started making our way out to find some real fish. And here's my buddy's POV of him shooting this nice yellow spot. And he actually has a YouTube channel too, so I'll link it down in the description. He posts some pretty sick content. But yeah, he drilled this nice yellow spot, probably around a 4 or 5 pounder. And yeah, here's me going down, aiming at it. I was considering a backup shot, but I noticed he had a pretty good holding shot. And yeah, it was shallow water too, so it wasn't going to go anywhere. So he just pulled it up to the surface, and he secured this nice yellow spot. So we kept making our way out from there. This is deeper water, probably around 65 feet. And yeah, just getting down here, taking a blind drop. I actually think I might have seen a roy on my way down, and that was actually what I was going to go down to shoot, just to, like I said, get dialed in with this gun, because I'm not too used to it yet. But I hit the bottom, looking for the roy, don't see him, and I turn around, and what do I see coming in? A nice uku just charging me. I toss out a couple grunts, get into position, and just waiting for a good opportunity. He comes in perfect broadside. Boom, nice shot. Pretty much strung him all the way through. Starts pulling out line, and then right here it gets all tangled up in the reef, so we're gonna have to do a couple drops to extract him. But yeah, I got a nice holding shot on him, so I'm not too worried about him ripping off, but I am kind of annoyed that we're gonna have to go back down for him. So here's my buddy KALAIS again, going down, getting me a backup shot on this uku, like a good partner. And yeah, the uku's just kind of stuck, so he lines up right about here. Boom, nice backup shot. Hit him just right above the head, right behind the stone shot mark. And his shaft ended up getting stuck too, so I had to go back down for both of us and untangle our lines and pull up this uku from the depths. But yeah, I got this uku in my hand. It's a nice uku. It's my biggest one so far. Nothing crazy, only about 7.5 pounds. You know, I know for some of you guys this isn't even considered a big uku, but I was pretty stoked on it. And this guy made some killer sashimi, so I was pretty stoked. So we kept drifting after I shot that uku. I did a few more dives, but we didn't see any fish, so we drifted over another pocket that was just covered to the brim in moo. So going down here, also to check this little crack, but there was nothing in it, so you can see there's big moo piles right in front of me, and they're already coming in even before I hit the bottom. So I'm just getting up to position, yeah, crawling a little bit, trying to get myself some better cover. But yeah, just hiding my eyes, waiting for these moo to come in, dusting, just waiting, grunting a little bit. And yeah, you can see the moo are already kind of coming in. They're pretty curious of me. Right there, you can see them. And I noticed that I'm kind of in the open, so I try and crawl a little bit more up to get that like big coral head structure to cover the front of my body, or at least my face, a little bit better. But now it's just a waiting game, so I stick my head in the sand, start dusting a little bit very casually, just enticing them over, and put my head up, and what do I see? 2 more big kumus. And they kind of caught me off guard, because I was trying to decide what I wanted to shoot, kumu or moo, but the kumus darted off, so I just focused back on the moo. And right here, put my head up again. Kumus are back, but so are the moo, so I line up. Boom, nice shish kebab shot on this moo. I think I hit him in like the mid body, and he came out as gill plates. So yeah, got this nice 4-pound moo. Alright, next drop here. I'm actually pretty sure that this is the drop right after I shot that last move. So I'm pretty sure I get back-to-back moves right here. So we found another pocket, like I said, and I tucked myself in. My buddy said there was a nice move down there, so it was my turn to drop. And yeah, I have this little overhang right to my left, just kind of giving me a little shadow. And then I have these rocks that kind of cover the side of my body so they can only really see my gun and my head. So just sticking my head in the sand, dusting, grunting a little bit, scratching the reef, and put my head up a little bit. And they're coming in through that sand pocket, but they're not close enough yet. Not just close enough. So I stick my head back in the sand, just waiting game. Little bit of grunts, scratching, and yeah, just getting ready. Put my head back up. You can see they're already coming in. So I start swinging on this one move right in the middle of the screen. Do a little bit of a lunge, line up, and boom, nice shot. Another shish kebab shot. And I didn't stone this move, but I pretty much immobilized him, so he wasn't going to go anywhere. Even though my shaft didn't end up going all the way through, yeah, he wasn't going anywhere. So just crawling up to him, pushing the shaft through him a little bit more just to secure him a little better. But yeah, ultimately I was able to land this fish, and pretty stoked. Another nice size move. Alright, so this is a different dive session a couple days later after I got the ukus, the moo, and the lobster. So, like I said, same coastline, just a little bit, a couple miles down. So right here, getting down in the bottom, another moo drop, saw a nice pile from the surface. So, getting down, looking for a good hiding spot, kicking slowly. This is about 40 feet or so. So yeah, just getting down to the bottom, and yeah, just setting up for these moo. You can see the piles off in the distance. They're pretty skittish on this part of the coastline, so they're not as curious as the other ones, so I have to put in a lot more work, and also going to take some farther shots on these moo too. So dusting, grunting a little bit, just putting my head in the sand, waiting, and crawling up a little bit just to use this big coral structure as a really good hiding spot so they can't see my legs or my body or anything. And I was just anticipating them either coming over this coral head or me having to swing my gun around it and then take a shot. And I'm creeping up and I'm looking, I'm like, where'd the moo go? They're gone. And then I look to my left, I'm like, oh, okay, so the pile moved. So you can see these moo are pretty smart. They're even trying to move away from me without even knowing where I am. So that didn't work for them this time, unfortunately, for the moo. But yeah, I start getting ready to take a little lunge on them. And I noticed with these moo, they'll stay really far away from you, but they'll let you do really fat lunges. So that's kind of the game. You have to just be willing to risk the lunge and take a farther shot, but they're not gonna swim too far away from you. Once they sit there, they don't really move too far. So take a long shot right here. Boom, nice shot. And I actually hit him in the mid body. I honestly didn't have too much confidence I was even gonna hit this shot, but man, this Cap 120 is just such a sniper. Got a nice move. Alright, so same dive session. I didn't show these other clips because it was kind of dead after I shot that move, so we started making our way in. And I actually spotted a nohu on this drop, and I wasn't sure how big he was. He's in that crack that I'm looking at, or the little cave. And once I get closer, I noticed that he's just a small little guy, so I gotta let him grow. And yeah, I didn't have any intention of being able to shoot a moo on this drop. I was just checking out the nohu, and I honestly didn't take too good of a breathe up because, like I said, I was just looking at a nohu, and even if I was going to shoot it, it was just like a point and shoot type of fish. It wasn't going to move or anything, but I noticed that the moo are around, so I'm looking off in front of me, and there's some moo there, but the pile's pretty big, so there's also some behind me, and I noticed that the pile, the majority of the pile, is off to my right or kind of behind me. So looking in front of me, just double checking, and I shift my focus to my right, and yeah, I start getting into position. The moo are pretty, like I said, they're pretty skittish over here, so you kind of gotta do a fat lunge. But yeah, just getting ready and not hiding my eyes. Honestly, I wasn't too, I didn't really care too much for these moo. I was like, if I can shoot one, I'll shoot it, but I wasn't gonna go all out for him. But here they are, they're coming in, so I just decided, you know what, I'm just try it. I'll take a fat lunge on them. So I take a super fat lunge, and dude, I took a super far shot. Honestly, one of my farthest shots. I was pretty, like I said, pretty inconfident in this shot, but I somehow was able to just hit this moo and also got a nice mid-body shot on him. Alright, right here, one last moo clip for this video. And yeah, so this is one last dive session a couple days ago. And this is my shallowest and also one of my biggest moo. This is in about 15, maybe 20 feet of water, but I'm gonna say 15, or at least this pocket was 15. The like high up parts on this reef are only about 5 feet from the surface, 5 to 10 feet, and this is about 15 to 20. So it was really murky, but this moo was pretty big and pretty curious because of the murk, and I completely lost track of him right here. As you can see, I was looking around, but I noticed him in the murk, and he's really curious. He's coming right in, so get ready to take a lunge. And like I said again, super far shot, and I honestly didn't expect to hit this moo, and he goes just running into this cave. So I still had a pretty good amount of breath hold, so I chased him down, grabbed the shaft, making sure there wasn't any eels, but just kind of wanted to get him to the surface as fast as I possibly could. And once I got him in my hands, I noticed that he was actually pretty good size, and you know, nothing crazy, maybe 4.5 pounds, but you know, I don't get opportunities on moo that are too big, so I'm pretty stoked on this one. Alright, if you guys made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching the video. And now we're going to go get a weight on this big ULUA that I shot, and I'm also going to be showing you guys my filleting process on this and how I store the meat for this big fish. So stay tuned for this. 40. Yes,